to Arvind Kumar Jainji and Alok Bansal. Now, we're given to understand in this note that we've accessed here at CNN News 18, courtesy our investigations editor Manoj Gupta, says that the PFI has funding from Doha, Bahrain, Dubai, Maldives and many other countries. Their money is coming from bank transfers in the name of family maintenance or via Western Union money transfer. This is what the note says. These transfers are analyzed carefully and it was found that money sender is different every time, but the reason for sending is the same every month. And there is also more input that careful analysis of the accused in the Udaipur case suggests that members of the groups are involved with PFI and other organizations which are radical, and that the intel agencies are also analyzing their outreach to ISIS, or these elements are involved with them also directly or indirectly. PFI cadre mainly in-house and also outsourcing. The in-house cadre is creating the roadmap and how to approach it, and outsourcing is mainly different organizations across India. So this ties in with what Rajinder Kumarji is saying right now, Arvind Jainji, that these groups tend to interlink, and there is a little bit of flow amongst each other in terms of coordination.
I partially agree with Mr. Rajendra Kumar. My opinion is that PFI has now become a very powerful organization. For all the disgruntled Muslim youths, PFI is the organization to which they are looking forward in the country. In all the incidents which are taking place, in the modules which are being busted, whether at Fulbari Sharif or other places, name of PFI always crops up. So now PFI has very strong roots, especially I am talking with the reference to UP. PFI has very strong roots in UP. And during CA and RC riots, role of PFI was identified, and UP government recommended also at that time to MHA that this organization should be banned, and it's a successor of SIMI. SIMI was also involved in UP. Basically, SIMI started from UP only, Bahraich, and gradually it is spread all over the country. I think it's already too late that this organization is not being banned. In Amravati, in Ajmer, in Udaipur, this organization's name is somehow, it always crops up. And it is to its advantage, because if these news items are published in Doha, Qatar, other places, then they get all the more funding, because the name of PFI is being associated with each and every incident which is taking place in the country. So this is very dangerous. This is very dangerous, and I think it is high time MHA should ban it, because the membership of PFI is growing day by day. Flags of PFI, SDPI, they are in villages. They are being put up in interior villages where Muslims are in majority in those villages. So this is a very dangerous trend, and gradually it will become all the more powerful. And day by day it is becoming very powerful, and it is getting all the more funds from foreign countries, because name of PFI is being associated with every incident, which is taking place in the country. So this is a very unfortunate aspect.
No, but it is also, like, as much as it is worrying, banning the organization is not going to help, Alok Bansalji, because you banned SIMI, it came in front, it came as Indian Mujahideen. Then these groups, then they regrouped, and the founding members of the PFI are all former SIMI members. Even in the case, in Bihar case, Atar Parvez is a former SIMI member, and the allegation and the interrogation shows that all those who came to meet him from other states were all old SIMI members, but he's currently with PFI and SDPI. The SDPI and PFI, I want to put this also as I come across to you, that we have tried to reach out to the PFI and SDPI for a reaction. They have yet to respond. We are waiting. We are waiting for them to respond to us and see what they have to say. In Bihar, and every time an allegation like this comes through, or information like this comes, the PFI says this is just a witch hunt. We are not involved. We are a social organization, and they claim to be the Muslim face of the RSS, or a mirror image of the RSS for Muslims. That's their positioning right now. Alokji.
See, firstly, we need to be very clear that all these organizations, whenever they are banned, they metamorph into a new organization. So if we actually have to ban the organization, we need to have a very good lead and freeze their accounts, pick up their top members and keep an eye on them so that they don't create another new organization. The second fact is that it being a Wahhabi organization has a very, very extremely radical viewpoint, and Qatar, that is Doha, has become the hub of actually funding for many Wahhabi organizations ever since funding from Saudi Arabia has actually come under some amount of pressure. So these organizations and their aim and objectives are radicalization of Muslim youth. And that is actually a dangerous proposition, because this radicalization is not against the government or anything. It's a long-term proposition, and it poses a serious threat to the nation. Because in Wahhabi ideology, there is not even a slight deviation from their mainstream tenets. They have a fixed viewpoint and they are not willing to accept. Now, this coming together of different sects, I think it's a temporary phenomena, and this is because at this point of time, PFI is seen as the savior by many of the people, and they feel that this is the only strong organization, and people are gravitating towards it. Now, this we can actually derail. The best way of fighting such organizations, as I have always said, is to create a counter narrative. The government or the agencies must come with a counter narrative, so this radicalization process, which is being perpetuated or permeated across Muslim youths through social media and other networks, is countered. Because what these organizations do is that they give them a propaganda. Now, this propaganda selectively quotes theological texts and brainwashes a youth to a level where he believes that this is the only way out. Now, you have to counter it, and for countering it, you need experts who are extremely well versed in theology, because this battle just cannot be won by simply banning one organization or arresting a few individuals, because the malice has gone deeper. The people have been radicalized, and these people will group under certain different organizations, which may be overt, may be covert. Some may go into and become sleeper cells. And there are numerous foreign agencies which are trying to fish into the troubled waters. And for them, PFI is hotcake. They find that this is the ready-made recruits who are available to serve their cause and serve their agenda. So the government or the agencies need to be extremely careful.
Right.
Regrettably, most of the agencies do not understand Islamic theology that well. And that's a problem, because when you don't understand theology, you don't understand the level of their motivation and what is driving them.
Yeah, and it's not just that. It's like you said, it's very difficult to prove in a court of law. You can ban an organization, but when you start going after its members, or if you want to weed them out totally, then you need to have individually each aspect, because legally then it becomes an individual matter and not just the activities of one particular organization. And then how many people will you fight and how long will you do? Rajinder ji, I know you have more inputs, and I want to ask more questions on this. This is a big story. We are actually going to continue with this broadcast even into 6:30. I request all our guests to please stay on with us, because it's big development that's happened. We got to take a very short break. It's a commercial compulsion, so please bear with us. I request all our guests to stay with us, and to the viewer also, please stay with us. There are more inputs that we'd like to share after the break.